俺の最後の術になる。
Today we're going to be unboxing an 80-pound statue of Sasuke using his Kirin Jutsu. The statue is made by ThirdEye Studio, comes in at a 1/8 scale, and the box, absolutely ginormous. Look at the size of this thing. Probably barely even fitting in the frame of the camera right now, but Anyway, I've been super stoked about this statue for months, showcasing it on the channel, and today's the day. Let's jump on in. The base alone can account for about 50% of that 80 pounds we talked about earlier. We can see the clan symbol on the very center of that front section. Also the Amaterasu flames going on all throughout the statue base. Really nice how it goes from the black to the reddish tint on top too. On the back, it looks like a large chunk of the base was kind of taken out. That's actually where the Kirin effect is going to rest into. We can see some residual Kirin effects on that left side, as well as a little dust cloud particle. Now, spinning onto the front, it's difficult to see from this angle. On the top of the base, this is where Sasuke's foot is going to key into. As well as this section over here is a little bit smoother, where Kirin's hand is going to rest into. I guess paw, claw, technically. We'll take a look later. Because I couldn't hold the base up to the camera like I normally do, we'll just take a quick spin around, look at some of these details. There's again the Uchiha clan symbol on the front, some nice cracks that go along the bottom of the base. You know, I'm usually not a fan of the more rounder bases, but this one is really necessary in order to balance all the weight that's going on top. Crazy enough, this base shipped as all one unit. I was actually shocked to not have any sort of breaks at all on this one. Not so lucky for the Kirin piece coming up later, but thankfully it's definitely livable. So here is this bad boy. This is again probably another 30 pounds here alone. Massive, the way it's kind of swirling on the right to the left side. With that, and we'll go ahead and get some more close-up shots of this. Again, difficult to hold in front of the camera. So we'll see the shade of blue that they use is actually pretty glorious to me. I really like this color of blue. It's not too dark on this section, but definitely not too light, like a sea blue. There are the large round magnets that will allow the arms to attach to it, and there's that swirl that I mentioned earlier. Really cool as well, just like the Amaterasu flames, how it goes from a bluish tint to a light blue and then clear on top. I mentioned before that I had an unfortunate break, and we'll zoom in and see right here. So this back piece of the Kirin did come snapped off, and actually in about 20 different pieces. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to repair that one. Clear resin is kind of tricky to repair alone. In order to bring the ultimate lightning jutsu to life, they did have multiple effect pieces sculpted separately. This is one of the two longer pieces that will key into the base, but really it brings forth that kind of feeling as if lightning is wild and jagged, and it's not just a straight line or anything, so great job on that part. These two are actually the only ones with steel rods and a notch that allow it to connect to the base. Kirin is usually a mythical creature, and it's a mixture of like a deer and also a horse, but in this show, this one kind of reminds me of like almost a mixture of a bear and a dragon together. That's why for me, I'm kind of confused at what to call this, so we're just going to say it's an arm and a claw together, and there's the notch and the magnet where it connects to the shoulder, and we'll get this thing in pretty heavy overall, but the magnet does hold it in together strong. The other arm is awesome looking. You know, these remind me that of Susanoo statues that I have showcased on the channel, but it's so cool to have such a unique and different one, of course, because it's bringing to life his ultimate jutsu Kirin. If you notice, there is a little indent or hole on the forearm of this one. That is for an effect piece that is sculpted separately, and this one actually does not have a magnet or anything. It just goes on with friction alone. I put a little bit of blue tack on it later off screen to make sure it does stay into place. Now, looking at the back of the statue, it's really difficult to see, but there's other holes like this all throughout that are going to allow different lightning effects to be secured. There's no instructions included with this statue, so kind of confusing on how to figure out where each of them go. I'd make sure of trial and error, but I wanted to give you a close-up shot of what these look like, so you have the wild-looking lightning nature of it. And on the end, we have kind of a notch. It's a partial circle, so you know where to key it into. And again, no magnets or anything, so just friction holds it into place by shoving it in there. Once all together, undeniably though, it's amazing how it brings to life the jutsu even further. Jumping around to the front, we have the Kirin head. Always amazing to get to see something that you know in a series, right? So a big giant lightning jutsu come to life in a way that we can hold it and see it on screen like this. It does resemble that of a dragon to me. Let me know what you think below about that. Just like the body, there are multiple different little holes or notches where some effects will be keyed into. We're not done with the effects just yet. We can see this large one around the back. That'll be the last of the larger pieces installed. That giant magnet in there, which will attach it to that neck joint. One thing that I was disappointed with this statue on, or at least this specific part, is the fact that it's a much deeper, darker blue than the rest of the body. Helps it to stand out a little bit, but I would have preferred it to blend with the rest of the body. These are the effect pieces that are going to go on top of the head. It splits into two, and one piece keys in, the other just kind of rests on top of it, that circular part. And here are what I would label the whiskers of the Kirin. And that is all the effect pieces on there. Taking a step back, here's how everything looks assembled. So amazing. And if you are a follower of my channel, you know anytime I have a large amount of clear resin like this, I do love to add some custom LEDs. Here's a big old wheel or strip of them. While I get those installed, we'll go ahead and take a break and look at the MNT graded card that I plan on showcasing next to this. Now, actually, there is a Kirin Jutsu card that I'm also going to send in for grading that I won't show on screen. We'll probably show it later sometime, but we'll sit him in the background. And I have a surprise giveaway in this video. Not one, not two, but 3 different UR Sasuke cards from the KU Chinese set. I've unboxed these on different videos before. I'm so happy to tell you that these are actually official licensed Chinese cards, but they're only distributed in China. To be eligible to win, it's simple as this. Leave a comment below and just let me know what your favorite form of Sasuke was all throughout the series. In 1 week, I will randomly comment on somebody else's comment just saying winner and contact me on my social medias. Look forward to giving those away, and I have a bunch of new packs coming in soon, but unfortunately none to open on the camera except for these ones. These are some weird packs that I saved a while ago called the Battle Boost series, where it came with just a few cards ranging from series 1 through 3 of the official English Naruto CCG. Between you and me, I've never opened up these packs or have no idea what's inside of them. I'm not even sure if they can have super rares. It would be awesome if we did, but I wanted to bust these open for science just out of curiosity because they've been sitting around for a while now for me. Alright, Human Boulder Jutsu card, an Ino, a Summoning Jutsu card, and then another Ino card. You know what? Let's see. You know what? We're never opening these packs ever again. We're going to dim the lights and take a look at these LEDs that were installed. Like most of my statues, when you add LEDs, it adds a whole nother life to it. So this is option number 1, where it's like a chasing effect that goes on. Option number 2 almost reminds me of like a watery effect where there's like a ripple in the water that's slowly going throughout. But option 3, this is probably going to be the winner for me. You can speed up or slow down these effects, but I think this is where I'm going to be keeping this statue because I don't think it should be illuminated all the time. Maybe like a Susanoo or something. Of course, we can't forget to show the man using this jutsu, Sasuke himself. Now, the head sculpt is not perfect. Something is a little bit off with it. I think he's kind of a little bit like bulkier or built feeling than normal, with the curse mark in the back there, with the clan symbol on the back of his outfit. The rope, there's a little slot for his sword to go into. A missed opportunity on the studio's part is I wish they would have had maybe 2 different Sasuke sculpts, right? One of him in this outfit and the other as he faced off against Itachi in that black, darker looking vest. Jumping over to the first hand, we'll see this one is in a position where he's going to be holding the sword as he's beginning to unsheath it. The sword itself is not the color that I remember. I think I remember his sheath being like a black color. This is more brownish, and again was sculpted in 2 pieces. That just kind of keys into there. And then we have his other arm, which is going to be holding a giant Chidori. No joke, I think this is my first Chidori effect piece that actually didn't come with some kind of small or minor break on it. Usually mine do every single time, and sometimes it's hard to even figure out where the piece goes to because of how crazy the lightning is. To get the sword in, you do have to pre-install the arm holding it, and it just snaps into place with the magnet in the arm. The Chidori hand was a little bit more tricky to get in, so I did have to speed up through that process in order to get it installed. Once together, everything does look great, and we'll go ahead and key him on at the top of that base, that little stone section that I pointed out in the beginning. Included with the statue is a steel edition size plaque. We have the studio name on the back, a silhouette of Sasuke on the front, and also, again, the numerical edition size on the bottom. So neat to display next to the statue, but you know me, I like to display cards instead. Congrats to the other 149 people to be the lucky owners of this piece. We'll kick these lights on, and there's everything together. You know, I'm really impressed by this statue in person. I didn't expect to actually like it this much. I saw pictures before that made it look not so great, and seeing it in person definitely proved me wrong. Again, my only gripes is I wish that we had a different form of Sasuke and the Kirin head was lighter, but still an amazing piece overall. I will say that if you are someone who enjoys Sasuke statues, I'll show this one at the very end, which is the ultimate version of that. And I hope you enjoyed this unboxing today, everyone. As always, I will see you in the next. Do what you love and love what you do. Bam out!